Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Dealing with the Mikadono Sisters is a Breeze episode number 11 reaction. Alright, the previous episode we got to meet a new character. Her name was I think Yaotome Sakura, something like that. And she is someone who is an opponent to Miwa, and she is her shogi opponent, and she is someone who is very not weak, I would say, but as we can see that she was very ordinary, but she was someone who practiced and played a lot of shogi, like made herself better, and finally she has gotten the opportunity to challenge Miwa. And yes, she is that type of a person, and she's kind of similar to you in that department. She's not a genius or anything, she's very clumsy. And yeah, and they had like a few, like clash, and she also said something very important to you, which was that I don't share the same perspective as you, because she doesn't want to be someone who is content with being in the shadow, unlike you, who's acting like that. He's just content being the supporter of the girls. So she said, I will, I'm not like you at all, because at least in that department, I want to be someone on my own, which is something I feel like that will probably be something that strikes a chord with you. Maybe later on we'll see you do something for himself as well, because it is true, he has been helping out the sisters up until now. He has never been someone who wants to do something for himself. So maybe this is a potential, like a thing for character development in the future, which he'll go through. This is like a trigger to it. Anyways, let's see. Later on, Miwa lost the first, like the match against her, and yeah, that's why it kind of ended. So let's see what happens today. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. 1 week later. Okay, second title match. Oh boy. Even the person is. Oh, there's 5 matches, right? So she has to win every single time from here onwards. Yeah. Mm, right. Oh. Mm. Yeah. I think it's. Mm. To me. I don't think she's doing that. She's definitely frustrated. Oh, damn. True. You can interpret it like that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, true. Just waiting for you to, yeah, inform him that Miwa left. Yeah, well. Wow. Hmm. Okay. Is she back home? Oh. Well, yeah, they saw the match, I'm guessing. Oh, she came back. Ran out the door. Oh, she's outside? Hmm. Hmm. Okay, here's the thing. I remember her being conflicted about her path, if you remember that episode. So maybe she's someone who is not giving her all in shogi, and she knows that herself. I don't know. Hmm. Well, hmm. Yeah, it's gonna rain. Yeah, especially that word. Like, oh, maybe she's here. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what you thought. Oh boy. Yeah, I guess. Oh, she's allergic. True. And they're like most of the time they're outside the house, so you know. Hmm. This is what trigger. Okay. What the hell? Inhaling a cat. Alright, here we go. I think I was right. Here we go. So she thinks that she's not giving it her all. Yep, there you go. Hmm. The complaint. Yeah, not for the love of the game. Yeah, that's why she got so mad. At when the other two were like, "Oh, we were also someone who dedicated our life to this," but yeah, she's like, "I'm not like that. I haven't dedicated myself to it. It's just a means." Oh, she's like, "Oh, this one, bruh. This is how you. This this guy is crazy. Mikadono, Mr. Mikadono is just. Can you imagine putting? This is how you. Oh my god. This is how you decide your daughter's fate by putting three. Good lord. And that's why Sakura, who genuinely loves the game, I think. It's like, what? What does that mean? Yep. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it's 8 p.m. Yeah. Right. The cat. What the? The cat understood his words. Yeah, where this is okay, bro. Nah, he's taking her like probably some like an arcade or something. I don't know, play games or something. Oh, our department store, I guess. What is this place? Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Milk chocolate. Oh, over here? I guess this is the only place where they can use the uh, facilities. Yeah. He used to make food for his mother. No, I think his thing is like he was ordinary. Like that is something that he was like an ordinary home food. Right. Hmm. Other way around. So he kept doing it. Oh. Hmm. Damn. Oh, pudding. Hmm. Yeah, so it's not necessarily he liked cooking. It's like he liked the ending process to it, what it will make the others happy. So in a way, you can say Miwa's situation is also similar. He did it for others. Yeah, there you go. Like I said, her situation is similar to you. You made food for his mother, and she played for her sisters and father. So it's the same. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Hmm. What's that marshmallow? Yeah. Oh my god. He's gonna wake up, I feel like. Oh, never mind. Well, obviously. Ah, there you go. Hmm. Well, you have to eat it now. Well, she prefers it this way. Yep. Oh, did she bring that? There you go. What is that? Oh, well, because she put. Bruh. Oh, here we go. Third title match. Alright. She's definitely going to win this. And she'll have to continue winning three more matches. Oh, wait. It's done. So she won? Okay. Hmm. All right, and there you go. That was episode number 11 of uh, dealing with the Mikadono sisters a breeze. Now, today's episode, we had the conclusion, I guess you could say. I'm not sure what's going to happen in the next episode. We will continue with Miwa's section, but it feels like a conclusion. They'll probably just announce the results in the next episode as to what happened. And surely, after all that happened, I think she will definitely win the 3 matches back to back from here onwards. So yeah, and there you go. So that was Miwa's whole thing. So Miwa's whole thing, as you can understand, is that she always felt like out of place because her reason for pursuing shogi was because she saw that doing this makes her father happy. She can like be someone like her sisters, and that's why she continued doing it and continued putting time in it. But at the end of the day, she never really fancied shogi in itself to the degree that her sisters do in their own particular like departments. So she always felt out of place, and she always had this fear of being like, oh, if I actually face someone who genuinely loves the game, and they're like giving everything like my sisters are, a time will come when I, with my lack of interest in the game itself, that will become a big deal, and I will not be able to defeat those competitors who genuinely love the game itself. And Yaotome Sakura was one of them. And that's why she kind of got intimidated by the end of it, and she lost both the matches. And not only intimidation, but also the fact that she was questioning herself, her own motivations. She was questioning it, and how she felt she's not worthy enough. Those were all the reasons why she was not able to perform her best. So that was the thing. Now, however, Yu's story kind of made her realize, and like when Yu was telling her story, I realized that what, his story about cooking is very similar to Miwa's story about why she started doing shogi, because as you said that I like he didn't really like cooking or anything. He just did it one day because he felt like, oh, let me just make something. And his mother saw that and took a bite, and his mother was like, oh, this is pretty good, which struck a chord in him. And he decided to make cooking a method or a process or a way to gain his mother's affection. So that was the main goal for him, not cooking in itself, but what comes after that. And he continued doing it, but like his mother never had time for eating from that point onwards. But after being hospitalized, she again asked him, which made him again give everything to cooking and try to make the perfect thing for her mother. Um, because her mother had a lot of things that she couldn't consume. She was sick, so did a lot of research, made it, and all of those things. He didn't do it because he loves cooking. He did it because he loves his mother, and cooking was just a means to that. Does that mean that what he did is wrong or is not okay? Obviously not. And that's what he was trying to make Miwa understand, that you're kind of the same in that regards. You picked up shogi because it was a means for you to see, and like the happiness in your sister's face, in your making your father proud, your sisters proud. That was your main goal, and shogi was just a method to that. That doesn't mean that you're not worthy enough. You could say that means, like inversely, you could say that makes her even more worthy, because she's continued in something just for reaching a certain goal, even though she doesn't particularly fancy that thing. The fact that she's still continuing to do it makes it even more worth. I don't know. You can twist it in this way as well. I at least see it in that way, because for the others who are pursuing their goal, like something that they love doing. For example, Nico loves like her, like her judo, the fighting and everything. We have Kazuki liking theater and acting. So that's why they can give their everything, their 100%, more than their 100% to that. So on the same way, if you compare Miwa to that, the fact that she doesn't have any particular fancy for the game, but she still gives her all to it, makes her worthier in that respect. Because I'll tell you one thing, and that thing is 100% true. When you do something that you love, it it doesn't affect you at all. You'll see that you have infinite energy to do it. You'll never get bored, or you'll never question yourself that why am I doing this if it is something that you love doing. So that's why like everyone says, like it's very important to understand what you love and trying to make your career out of it, because that will be one of the best things ever. Like you'll be doing something you love to like to make yourself happy. Like, it'll make you happy. You'll never be like tired or anything. So like like people whose career is something based on what they love doing, they never stop growing because of that. And Miwa, however, the fact that she doesn't have, I don't, it's not that she dislikes shogi. That's also not true. She's neutral on it. So the fact that she's neutral on it and still she gives her all to it to gain that position, I think at least the effort that she puts compared to her sisters is way more, because she doesn't particularly fancy the game because of that. So like it's more of a mental thing, I would say. Like, so in that way, you could argue that she, like like she puts more effort than compared to her sister. Like, not in a quantitative way, obviously the effort they put are the same. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's why I'm saying it's more of a mental thing. Mentally, the amount of like resolve you need to do that and continue doing that, like Miwa has that a lot more, because she's doing something that she doesn't particularly fancy. She's just doing it for the end result and seeing her, uh, father and her sisters proud. So in that way, I would say like it's worth more in Miwa's regards. But obviously, she did question herself on this, so that's why you helped her understand that and told her that the fact that you are doing this for your sisters and for your dad, makes kind of really shows how kind and how caring you are. And like, I wouldn't say that it is wrong. Like, you're questioning and thinking that, oh, what I do is wrong, but that's not true at all. You're also doing it for something you love. Yeah, maybe you don't love the game in the same way that your sisters love the things that they are doing, but why you're doing it, that matters more here, at least in your, it's in your situation. And I would say that is like a different type of, like, it has a different type of worth as to what you're doing. But yeah, that was like the main message of today's episode for Miwa, and Miwa understood that and appreciated that. Yeah, but before all of that happened, we also got to see a little bit of uh, Sakura. So Sakura, it seemed like Sakura was like waiting there to like, she first starts with like being in a like in a very condescending way. She was like, like, yeah, like that girl, she lost and she ran away. She might be crying and all that stuff she said. But then you was like, oh, like, thank you for that, because like you were concerned about her, and that must something must have happened. That's why she lost, because she's not like this isn't her all. Because of that, you're telling me all of this, right? Because you were concerned about her, you were actually waiting here even after like the whole game has ended. Why was she waiting there? Good question. Why the hell was she waiting there? She could have just gone home. So the fact that she was waiting there meant that she was waiting for someone from her family, uh, like you or someone else, to come, and she would tell them that, oh, your sister Miwa left, to inform them of that. She was waiting there. And Sakura was like, oh no, I wasn't waiting because of that. And she obviously she tries to deny it and everything, but in the end, Yu says that, like, this is not all. Like, you haven't even seen the true Miwa. And she's like, later on, she says, like, yeah, obviously, I know that as well. And she felt something was weird. That's why she was waiting to talk to you, I guess. but she did it in such a way as if acting like a villain. But yeah, anyways, so that was what happened. That was like the section with Sakura. And then when her sisters, like, Miwa's sisters talked to her about, like, oh, you also love, like, you also give your all for Shogi, just like me and Nico. As soon as they said that, it struck in Miwa, because immediately in her head she was like, oh, I'm not like you guys. And since it struck in her head like that, she got annoyed over there and frustrated, and that's why she kind of behaved like that and ran out of the house. Because she was, in her heart, she thought, like, like, yeah, they're wrong. It's not the same. Like, both of you do what you love, and that's why you can go so much further. I don't do it because I love it, you know. But yeah, so that's what happened. You know what? I will have to say here, at the end of the day, I would say it's her father's fault for acting like this. Can you imagine, as a, I don't know, how old was she back then? 3 years old or something? I don't know. She was still crawling back then, even way before that, I think. Like 2 years old or something. At that age, can you imagine someone being like, oh, damn, you're such a prodigy. Alright, here you go. Here's option number one, option number two, option number three. Which one do you want to do? And at that age, you do not know what you like or what you dislike. That's why, that is what your youth is for. Like, to go to school, to understand, see the world beside you, see if there's something that catches your fancy, and getting the love for it, and then maybe, like, picking that as an option for your future. That is why people go to school and learn stuff, because they need to learn everything about their world beside them, so that they can understand what it is, something that they truly enjoy, they truly like. And we have this freaking guy here giving her a multiple choice question at the age of 2. Absolutely ridiculous. I want to know his backstory. What happened to his childhood that he's like this? Like, who brought him up like this? I'm talking about their father, Mr. Mikadono. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Yeah, like, genuinely, I'm serious. I want to see his backstory. I want to see what the hell happened in his life that he's become such a twisted, like, like a being who is like always like, oh, success, success, success. From the age of 2, your daughter is just born. You're immediately thinking like, oh, success. How can I make my daughter to gain success? Bruh, he's 2 years old. Chill. Good lord. Anyways, yeah. So I would say it's his fault. Like, seriously, it is his fault. Like, he never gave her the option or the choice to figure it out for herself what she likes. So, as soon as he saw that, oh, she's a prodigy, she's very brilliant, immediately he brought in front of her 3 choices, which all involves like using her brain. Maybe if given the choice, she would have chosen something else in her future, something that she genuinely loves doing. She was never given that choice. You know. So yeah. Like, fortunately, I guess you could say, like, Kazuki and Nico, what they excelled in, both of those things were something that they genuinely enjoyed. So fortunately, they lucked out in that regard. Uh, Miwa, however, she was just confronted with the question, what do you want to do, at an age of like 2 years old or something. So, she wasn't even given that choice. So yeah, right. But she liked seeing her family, her, like, sisters happy and proud of her, which is what she made her reason to do better at shogi. But yeah, she always had this fear that if someday I face someone who genuinely loves the game and who genuinely wants to grow, I'll come to a standstill. I'll not be able to get further up from that. There is a threshold for me because I do not like the game like so many other people does. They have that drive in them to continue going forward because they love the game itself. But like, you made her understand that you might not have the drive for the love of the game, but you have the drive to continue, because at the end of that, you want to see your family happy. So it doesn't matter that you, like, your end goal is the game. Your end goal is just like something beyond that. That is your family and their happy faces. The game is the method to it, the means to it. So it's completely fine. You also have something that you want to see, and something, someone, some people that you love, and that is why you're doing it. So it's just that. Okay. Right, and then like, and as you can see, like, she goes to like a cat cafe. You follows her there, and Miwa shares her whole story with him over there, and tells him what is the situation with her, and you understands that you shares his story with her, about the cooking part, where he kind of like made sure to make her understand that I also never really liked cooking. I did it because my mother enjoyed it, and my mother wanted to eat something, and that's why I continued doing it. And and that's why my food looks amazing, but it's very ordinary, or it's like a it's like a lottery basically. Like, it's like a random, like an RNG game. Sometimes his food looks amazing and it tastes amazing. Sometimes it's very ordinary. Sometimes it tastes bad. So it's it's just that. So that is why. And he kept going because of his mother. And like, we get to see the final moments of her mother, where she wanted to eat something that you made. And yeah, and Miwa was able to understand what you was trying to make her understand, and like comparing her situation with his, and how it is quite similar. So yeah. Anyways, then they made this the thing. What did they make? Like a little cupcake and something like for her sisters, because she was a little bit embarrassed. Then we had that whole misunderstanding where he was like, "Oh, I'm not letting you go tonight" or something like that. And it turns out he wanted to shop because he wants to make something for her sisters. And yeah, and in the end, Miwa was like, "All right," and Miwa made the things that he thought that her sisters would enjoy. For example, Kazuki would enjoy something which is more sophisticated and like bittersweet, while Nico is someone who's completely different. She would love something very sweet and very fancy, very colorful, bright. So they made stuff like that. And then when you were sleeping, he made a little pudding for, not pudding, sorry, it was marshmallow for him as well. And she kind of kissed the head part of the marshmallow. Later on we get to see that it's funny because since she kissed that part, that part of the hair completely got wiped out. So it seemed like you had a receding hairline or something. But she knows the reason why it's gone. That's why she got embarrassed at the end, and she was like, come on, quickly eat it. You know, like, yeah. But anyways, later on she gives those to her sisters, and her sisters were very grateful for it. And then they started like fighting with each other, saying like which one's is better or something. But anyways, at the end of the day, everything went well, and then we get a little brief scene at the end of her coming out of the room. So I'm guessing the match has ended. She didn't get in; she went out of the room. So I'm guessing the match ended, and I'm assuming everything went well. We'll probably get the result in the next episode, what actually happened. So let's wait and see. I think there's two more episodes of this, 12 and 13. Next episode will probably be like an aftermath to what happened here, and then maybe like a little break episode or something. I don't know. And then final episode will probably be something which involves all the three sisters together, because that's how these type of shows go. Like, we focus on one character and then we go to another character, but at the ending part, the ending, or in the middle part, there's always that one or two episode where it focuses on all three of them, and it'll probably be something like that. It'll be a good way to end the season, I think. And hopefully we get another season, because to be honest, I really like this show. When I read the manga as well, I really enjoyed it. I don't remember much, like I said, I've forgotten a lot of things. But I do hope that this gets a further season, because even though it's like one of those shows, like harem shows, where which like a modern day like show which I don't really appreciate. Like, there's so many shows like this which I don't really like. For example, obviously um, one of the shows is quintessential quintuplets. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, I watched season one. It was okay, but I never really got that much into it. Um, and then we had, like, obviously, a couple of cuckoos or something like that. I forgot the name. That was, I watched one or two episodes and I immediately realized what type of a show it was. It was heavily like going towards the drama department, and I knew this is going to be something that I will not appreciate in the future. And I stopped watching it immediately. And as far as I've heard from other people, it's actually kind of concerning. Like, it goes too much into drama department, I think. So I never appreciated that. Like, these type of shows, I never really appreciate these type of shows that much. And then obviously we have the infamous Rent a Girlfriend. Good lord, that is something else. But yeah, like, I never really appreciated these type of shows that much. However, this one was an exception, and I genuinely do not know why and how this is something that makes me interested, and what is it that it makes it so interesting. But this is something like a big exception, and I would genuinely want to see this to the end. Like, but like I said, I cannot really explain why this is so different from all these other shows that I mentioned. Like, maybe it's the main character, maybe it's his proactiveness, maybe the lack of drama. Because you found any drama in here? It's just beautiful, smooth sailing storytelling, not nonsensical drama like, oh, this happened and this is like a misunderstanding and this is that, this is that, this person likes that person, this person doesn't like that person. None of that nonsense. It's very straightforward, and it's like not boring either. Like, a lot of the times you'll see that to pursue simplicity it becomes boring. It's not boring either. It's like this show has a unique type of charm which I cannot really explain exactly what, but it's not boring. There's no drama, because usually it's either it's dramatic as hell or it's boring as hell. This has a very good like balance to everything, in such a way that it's entertaining to watch what the characters are doing and which direction they're going, but at the same time it's not that much drama heavy or anything. um the characters are very interesting. Main character is very interesting. All of them has personality, like not like the bland cookie cutter heroine, like, ooh, I like you, ooh, I don't like you, that kind of thing. Like, they have personality. And yeah, all of these reasons probably why I really really like this show, even though it has the same, like, like harem kind of like thing. Like, modern day harems are absolute garbage. I except a few. Like I said, there are a few exceptions. Like, but modern day harems are so garbage. I used to watch harems before. They were actually entertaining. Nowadays, nah. Most of them are just so drama heavy and absolutely nonsensical. I absolutely hate them nowadays. But there are a few gems like this which I really appreciate. This is one of them. And yeah, anyways, I want to just share why I really like this show. I'll talk about this later, maybe in the final episode of this season. But that's why I said I really do hope they continue with the second season, because I would want to see this show completely animated. So yeah, so I'll end it here, guys. Thanks for watching. This was my reaction to episode number 11 of dealing with the Mikadono sisters is a breeze. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode next week. So yeah, until then, goodbye and have a nice day.